Hi everyone, hope everyone is well. As we are seeing at the moment, a big shift in the industry that many people are moving towards Gen AI or generative AI, and we can see more and more enhancement and development in this field, and more applications are now available, and we can see how AI is shaping our industry. Uh, uh, what I'm doing at the moment just to analyzing that how AI can help us to maintain our data sets and how it can shape the data world, because we still believe for every AI and ML model, the data is the key. If you don't have the right data, it's not gonna be a magic that turn your incorrect data into an correct output. So again, we are still standing on the same point where we need to make sure our data is correct, and then we will feed it into ML or AI, and it will provide us the outcome. Definitely, it has some valid use cases that we are seeing around, like helping us in the programming, automating a lot of manual tasks, which is great to see. But especially in the data world, we are still standing on the same point where we need to see how we can provide a good data to our AI agents, and it can use that data to do his job or his task. Especially in this particular project, what I have done, I build a smart agent, which is obviously going to replace the work of the data analyst, because that's what we're gonna replace it with the prompt engineering. But what I'm going to show, and I'm most interested to display in front of you, how data is playing a key role even in Gen AI. So in the first video, it's going to be multiple videos. So in the first video, I'm just going to describe the architecture, what we are going to do, how we are grabbing the information from a couple of big e-commerce portal like eBay and Amazon. Unfortunately, Alibaba is not allowing us to connect to their portal. So otherwise, that was my first preference, to link our agent to the Alibaba and then grab the information and then do the processing. But fortunately, we got the access to eBay, which is more like flexible for us. So we are grabbing all the information from eBay platform, and then we are processing in, and we are pushing it towards the demo business user, or we are also pushing that data into our Azure storage. I'm using Microsoft technology or Microsoft Shop in this project. So you're gonna learn how we can use or enhance our architecture based on the cloud services. So first of all, in this video, what I'm going to describe how the whole architecture is going to work. We will get the JWT token, because I believe that's the most secure way to communicate with the API. And in this video, you will also learn how to communicate with other systems using the APIs, because I believe the API is the most efficient way in these days to communicate or integrate with other systems first. And then obviously whenever we go to the API, we need to get the access, and that it can only be possible through a couple of ways. Either you have the credentials, you have some sort of authentication mechanism that define your access to that API, or the most secure way, or I would prefer, is always to use the JWT, where you don't need to expose any username and any password. You will provide the client secret and client information, and based on that, it generates the token, encrypted token, which has all the information that define your access. So I think that's the most secure way. You don't need to worry about the user managing username and password, managing email addresses. Everything is done through the JWT. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use the JWT authentication method to talk to eBay API, get that token, and then we link to the eBay staging environment. Obviously, I don't want to show the production environment in these demos, but what I can do, I can give you the sandbox environment demo, and you can replicate to your production environment. Our smart agent is going to talk to eBay API, get the token, use that token to establish the connection with the actual API, and it has its own scope. So what is scope? Scope actually define what you can do with that token or what you can do with the API. What's your access? So you are authenticated, but what's your authorization? What access you are, what things you are going to be allowed, or what things you are going to be denied. So that's what we cover in the part of scope. So I'm gonna show you in the upcoming video once we discuss that. Once we have these connections established, we have that data returned from eBay based on our query. Then we will going to pass it to our ChatGPT agent that's going to analyze and provide us the outcome. And by the way, we can pass that output from the eBay API directly to our Azure storage in the JSON format, and from there our Power BI can consume it and display a very nice dashboard based on the trend or the product which are very popular in the eBay portal, or there could be many use cases. It's really depend upon how we are trying to do. But the most important point, what I'm going to show once we reach to that point, how we can replace or adapt this solution based on any business requirement, because eBay is just a model. What we can do once we build that, I'm gonna show you how you can replace eBay dataset with your local dataset, and that's where it will show you the significance of the data. We are still required to maintain and prepare our data before we feed into any ML or AI model. Because without that, if your data is not qualified, if your data is not correct, you feed it into the agent, you feed it into ML model or AI model, it's not going to provide you the right outcome, because that's just a mathematical system that consumes your input and throw the output. And I think I've already loaded one video for that which can show you easily, because behind the ChatGPT with all the Gen AI, the core technology is neural network. So neural networks are not going to be changed. It just work in the same fashion like it is doing with the deep learning. It's going with the any other technology that evolved over the time, and now we are reached to the Gen AI world, right? So keep in mind, we need to fix the data, we need to prepare the data, and that's why I'm saying 80% of our time we spend on preparing the data, and only 20% is on the actual model or on the machine learning or AI. So that's the whole overview of the project that we are going to build. And now what I'll do, I'll break it phase by phase, and I'll show you how you can do it by yourself. I have all I will upload the all the files in the GitHub, and I'll add that link into the video description. You can go and you can download the working code. Obviously you need to create your own keys, and then you need to create on your own API on ChatGPT. If you want to use ChatGPT API to use the AI, or use the prompt that we are going to pass, and then it will do its work and give us the outcome. So more on this is coming in the upcoming video, but I think for this one I have explained a very high level what we are going to do. So stay tuned and let's start. Thank you for watching.